phone. I said, look, am I your brother? What? I said, am I your relative? Lost long relative or something. He's like, what? I said, you got a wife and kids? He's like, yeah. I said, you see him every day? He's like, yeah. I said, you got a house? He's like, yeah, paid for, free and clear. Oh, great. Because I said, I haven't seen my wife and kids in years, and I'm living in a rental. I said, and what's am I supposed to do for you? For free now? It's like, oh, well, I guess I could give you something. Well, let me get this straight. You figure you're just going to call me up in the middle of the night because you found my name off of a website. You got to go to court tomorrow. And what do you want me to do? He says, oh, give me some, like, magic words so I could get out of court tomorrow and I could get out of this DUI. I said, oh, really? I said, what, am I like a leprechaun? You call me up on the phone, you catch the leprechaun, and the leprechaun gives you a little pot of gold. I said, what are you effing, how do you effing mind? I said, what? So let me just say that, let me just say that here's this little magical pot of gold, a little couple of magical words to get you out of DUI, and you say it, and you get out of DUI. What's to keep you from getting another DUI tomorrow, and the next day, and the next week, and the next week after that, until you kill somebody? What would be the purpose of me helping you? Can you please explain to me? What would be the benefit to me or to society? Well, he's helped me stay out of jail. Okay, and where's the benefit to either I or society? You know, so it's so funny, man. The guy's like, I don't see any benefit other than to myself. I said, that's right. I said, it was funny. We were talking about, like, I said, so if you just get out there, your kid gets out there and they run somebody over with their car, and they cripple like a little old lady, an 80-year-old lady, or they cripple a 5-year-old kid on a bicycle. What do you do? He said, well, that's why I got insurance. I said, oh, really? So the insurance is going to cover that kid or cover that woman for the rest of their lives, right? They're going to pay for the damages and injuries that you and your children, you know, cause to society. He's like, yeah. I was like, well, let me see. I said, why shouldn't you have to be liable for your children's actions? And why don't, when your children cripples like some little old lady and puts her in a wheelchair the rest of her life, why don't you spend the rest of her life feeding her, clothing her, bathing her? Why don't you take care of her and push her around in a wheelchair for the rest of your life because of the acts of your child or the inactions of your child? Why shouldn't you be held liable? He said, well, that's what I got insurance for. I said, so that way you and your children could be irresponsible and you could do like drinking and driving, right? So that way, you know, when you do wrong, or when you cause harm and injury to people, somebody else will cover you behind. He said, because he says, well, I teach my children to be responsible also. I said, oh, really? I said, if there was no such thing as insurance, if there was no such thing as a bond, I said, and if you got your child a driver's license at 16, 17, 18 years old, and you had no way to push this financial responsibility off on an insurance company or a bond company, I said, and you cripple a little old lady, or your child crippled a little old lady, and she could sue you for your house, and you know one accident that your kid gets into, just one accident, some little old lady could say she's wheelchair bound or she hurt her neck, and she's going to get $1 million in the judgment and the settlement against you. How fast would you let your kids get a driver's license? He says, oh, they'd never get a driver's license. I said, that's right. They'd never get a driver's license until they moved out of your house, until you are no longer financially liable to them. Not only financially, but physically liable. That you would be bound to take care of that little old lady until the day she died. I said, see, that's the way it used to be in this country. If you caused harm or injury to another human being, all of a sudden then you basically became their slave. You had to house them, feed them, clothe them, you had to take care of them. And you didn't even think twice. You automatically assumed all the responsibility for the harm or injury that your wife or your children caused or you caused. You would take full liability. You wouldn't just say, well, let the insurance company pay for it. I said the insurance company is a modern invention. And so that way people could be irresponsible, and that way people would take more risks. Because if you knew that if your child hit a 5-year-old on a bicycle and crippled the kid, and he had to be on life support for the next 95 years, you would never let your kid drive a car, would you? You said, well, no, absolutely not. I would never let my kid drive a car if I had to assume all liability. I said, see, that's the kind of man you are. And I said, and you think you're going to walk in the court, and you think there's going to be something you could say, to get you out of trouble. I said, when you don't have the simple concept of what it takes to be a man. I said, dude, this is a lifestyle. I said, the only thing you know how to do is be irresponsible and teach your children to be irresponsible. And obviously by drinking and driving, you're showing the world you're irresponsible. And you think you're going to call me up at 9:30 at night, you got to be in court at what, 8:30 in the morning? And I'm going to teach you how to be a man overnight? Really? When you haven't obviously failed at being a man for your whole entire life.